Welcome to Dinosaur Valley,
Say Texas!
a beloved state park
I'm right here.
where you can walk in the fossilized footprints of dinosaurs who lumbered across this land millions of years ago.
We conserve some of the best examples of Cretaceous dinosaur tracks in the world. They're over 100 million years old, and people can experience ancient history in person, which is an amazing experience for folks.
This park holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts because it's only been around for about 52, 53 years, but the dinosaur tracks themselves have been revealed for 75 to 100 years in certain areas of Paluxy River. And so there are generations of families that have pictures sitting in the dinosaur tracks. And so coming and being able to continue that tradition of showing your kids the same tracks that your parents or grandparents showed you is what really draws a lot of people to this park.
Since Dinosaur Valley welcomes a high volume of visitors, the staff relies heavily on volunteers. It's the same story at state parks all across Texas, where close to 11,000 people donate around 1 million hours of their time every year.
Without volunteers, we would not be able to have the pristine restrooms we're known for or have the camping loop constantly cleaned and prepared for the next incoming campers. We wouldn't be able to have that forward-facing experience
Hold it real flat.
with our visitors and as park rangers, create a relationship with them.
Hey, Caroline. It's so good to see you.
How are you today?
Good. Hey, look at all the stuff we found today.
Carolanne Brannon is the Park Operations Trainee who works closely with the Dinosaur Valley volunteers. People like Sarah and Chris Paulson, who've been collecting data on the migration of monarch butterflies for a decade.
And we document the eggs, the larvae, what stage they're in as their development, and if we see any adult monarchs, and we turn that in. And that's very helpful for them to see because Texas is a real funnel from the migrating monarchs coming up through Mexico. Carolanne is very special to us. She always makes us feel valued and respected. She values our knowledge, she values our talent, our history.
She also has enthusiasm about all of it.
Yes.
And the enthusiasm is contagious, and it goes over to the public too.
The importance of volunteers is immeasurable. They can come out and be our extra hands in the field. I like to call them our ranger presence.
Might be a small group over here in the corner.
Because they are out there answering the questions for the visitors, educating them on niche specialties that myself, I'm not an expert in monarch butterflies, but I can bring in Sarah and she can educate the public on their life cycle and conservation efforts. If I'm not able to get out on the trails this week to perform maintenance, I can call out the Boy Scout crew and they will hit a trail and have it knocked out in, half a day.
There you go.
I think volunteering is really important because I personally believe that everyone should be able to come out here and enjoy it. So if you keep it nice and clean and maybe even better than how you found it, then the generations to come, like your children and grandchildren, can also enjoy the nature and enjoy all of the just wonderful things that it has to offer.
Good job. So part of the Texas Parks and Wildlife State Parks mission statement is to preserve the land for future generations. To do that, I found the best way is to invite them into the park, show them how much we care for the land, show them how they can care for the land, and guide them through a service project. You're putting your sweat into trail maintenance or cleaning dinosaur tracks, and that inevitably makes you care for it more and want to protect it and become stewards.
Milkweed's done good since we're not in a drought.
And so relationship building for me is equivalent to making sure there's a future for Texas state parks.